Hey guys, I'm personally at that age where people start looking at you funny when you say that you're unemployed. So while I was contemplating my life choices, a crazy thought appeared in my head. What's the weirdest job in history? I mean, you got your YouTubers, TikTokers, or whatever the hell Red Bull athletes do, but these aren't crazy enough. I want the real quirky ones. Alright, first one comes from 18th century Britain. So if you weren't dying from a disease and you weren't a poor person, you'd be working as a resurrectionist. The whole point of this job is to exhume the bodies of dead people. So between 1506 and 1752, very few cadavers were legally available each year for anatomical research. So these puppies were in high demand, and what a resurrectionist would do is get a corpse and sell it away to some medical school. Now this job was understandably frowned upon, as most of these people would just dig up a random person's body in a cemetery and call it a day. They took out Mary again. Those damn unlicked cubs. Some resurrectionists would run out of bodies, so they decided to murder people just for their worldly shell. Keep in mind that a lot of the time, the bodies needed to be somewhat fresh in order to be studied, so I imagine the interactions are pretty awkward. Alright, this one's a dwarf, so you get half pay. How'd you get this one again? Found it. Anyways, after a little bit of public outcry, Parliament eventually allowed the medical schools to get bodies of homeless people instead. Some people might call that cruel and unjust, but to me, that's pretty resourceful. So Parliament effectively put an end to that practice. Number 2 is called the Hokey Pokey Man. This job basically became popular around the year 700 in modern day Vietnam, and it requires you to find the nearest infant and put 2 metal poles in their eyes and do an ancient dance that the locals called the Hokey Pokey. Alright, I'm joking. As funny as that would be, the Hokey Pokey Man actually just sells ice cream and other treats, often in whimsical manner. I don't know about you, but when I hear whimsical, I imagine those Turkish ice cream sellers. You know, the ones that give you the ice cream and take it away super fast. So that's basically the modern Hokey Pokey Man. Alright, next one is called the Groom of the Stool, and it was a pretty prestigious job. You're basically an assistant to the king while he's taking a shit. You know those toilets that have those bidets that get really in there? Yeah, you're the king's personal bidet, buddy. It was actually quite an honor to have this job, and I'm thinking it paid pretty well. At what point do you just throw all dignity out the window just for some dough though? Alright, lightning rounds, go through these fast. Pure Finder, can you guess what this is? If you guess picking up dog shit and selling it, then you're right. Fun fact, kids. This job evolved and became a well-known company called Activision. Anyways, next we got rat catcher, pretty self-explanatory. Then we got vomit collector, and then finally we have barber surgeon. Just imagine you're getting a haircut, except they amputate your fucking legs. Now you gotta lie to yourself, telling the barber looks good and shit. Anyways, being unemployed gets a 10 out of 10. Okay, bye.